TitleMatchNetwork.com.
From there, you went WCW. You teamed with Dan Spivey at the Skyscrapers.
Right.
What are your memories of teaming with Dan Spivey at the Skyscrapers?
It was great days too. It was, I was brought in first to Sid Vicious as the singles, and I think it was just doing tryouts and TVs, and then the committee, of course, Eddie Gilbert, is the one who gave me my break there. He's the one who called me and brought me in. Him and I think Bill Apter had something to do with it by sending some pictures to Mr. Barnett. Barnett and Eddie got together, and Eddie said, "Yeah, I know this guy, and I think he's the one that recommended me to come in." So I came in at first, and I think they, I was what you could say a diamond in the rough. I still needed a lot to learn, but they brought Danny in the beginning to take all the bumps and just let me come in and do all the killer stuff. Well, we found out after a while I wasn't really learning anything from that. I'm still, I'm a big guy, but think about now, look at big guys. I think at one time, last time I worked for New York, I think I was suplexed off the top of that fucking cage for 17 days in a row by Brett. We're forced now to do more things, but maybe just one,
right.
But it was fun working with Danny. Me and Danny had a great relationship. We're great friends, traveled together, compatible, and it was a lot of fun in those days too.
Whose decision was it to break up the team?
I wasn't really, it was my accident, but I had a punctured lung.
Right.
And a broken rib that punctured a hole in my lung and caused me to be out, I think, almost 6 or 7 months. So I only have 1.5 lungs.
Okay.
I have 1.5 lung, if that's probably the correct pronunciation. But so when that happened, then they brought Mark in, Mean Mark Calloway.
Right.
See, everybody still today, hey, remember when you and Mean Mark were partners? Me and Mark were never partners.
Yeah.
It was me and Danny, but people always say that, and they say it to him too.
Right.
And and then I came back, and what really was to be my destiny anyway was the singles. They just wanted to get me over and let me learn, and then I think Flair had me lined up to be one of his. I'm pretty sure he was going to want me to put him over somewhere. He was being pretty good to me then.
What did you learn from being put with the Horsemen?
I'll tell you this funny thing about it. I never did an interview my whole life. Because Harvey was my manager's Lord Humongous, and Lord Humongous never said a word the whole time he was Lord Humongous. That was the character. He couldn't talk. I mean, we really played that character to the T. Never said a word. We went into the Skyscrapers, a tag team. We had a manager named Eddie Long. He did all the talking, and once in a while Danny would throw in a 10-second part, and they'd say, "Sid, you say something." I said, "No, man, I was really shy about talking in front of doing interviews and stuff like that." I said, "No, man, you guys go ahead. I'll stand here." So it was like that for long. And so then when I became a Horseman, Arn Anderson was the first one. I said, "Look, man," he told me exactly what to say. It was like 3 or 4 words, 5 or 6 words. He said, "But you say it like you really mean it." And then, boom, it came out. And before you know it, another one came out. And then I was doing interviews, And that's what I really enjoy, probably the most of all in the business, is doing interviews.
Right.
Or camera work.
Oh, okay.